This video tutorial is going to cover two items over here on the left hand side of the main user interface. These little speakers and this PT toggle button down here. Let's just deal with these speakers first, and you can probably guess what they are. They're simply toggling the channels off and on. So as you can see here with the mouse over, we've got a tooltip here that says toggle left channel on or off. You click it and it's either on, meaning that you can see the icon more clearly, or if you click it off, it's more grayed out. So that's really the difference, and you can do that with either the right or the left channel. Let's move on down then and talk about this PT toggle button, because it's probably a little more important for you to understand this, and it takes a little bit more of a discussion. If you do a mouse over, again, you'll have a tooltip which pops up on the screen, and it basically showing you right now that the toggle button is in the transcribe mode. If you look over on the right hand side, you can see that in brackets it says transcribe. And if we click the blue part of it, you'll see that the blue and the gray sort of trade places, and now if we do a mouse over, it will tell us that it's in the performance mode. So what are the differences? Well, the performance mode is a mode that you should use if you're changing the pitch of the tempo a modest or a small amount. Typically we use a cutoff of about 15%. So if you're going to do a half a step or a full step, you're going to increase or decrease the tempo by a few percentage points, use the performance mode. It will give you better sound quality. If you're going to make radical changes, especially down in the 50% range on tempo or something like that, then you should use the transcribe mode, because as you make these more radical changes, the transcribe mode will give you better sound quality at those more extreme changes. So that's how those two are to be used. Now, one other pretty important thing to recognize here is that the transcribe mode, or the T mode as I call it, takes a lot more horsepower, a lot more system resources. So if you have an older computer and you try to use the transcribe mode, you may find that it hiccups. It sort of starts and stops and doesn't play smoothly, and if that's the case, it's a resource issue, and you should probably switch back to the performance mode. Now, even though we say there's a difference between the two, and you can hear those differences, they're subtle, clearly, and for purposes of using the program, it's probably a lot better to have something play real smoothly for you than to have something sort of start and stop and stutter. So if you're having issues in the transcribe mode or the T mode, try the P mode, because it's not nearly as resource intensive. So that's going to conclude this video on the P and T toggle switch down here and the left and right speaker icons up here. Thanks for watching. Bye.